That is hot. They really were fast with this. Stahl versus... That means that we also can do gambling, right? This is a live game. Yeah, I planned on casting the Division 2 finals beforehand, but we might be able to cover them afterwards, like just have a massive thing going on today here. And yeah, for that, we can now have Stahlbrecher or Stardekk. Nice. 5-minute prediction time. Stardekk usually pretty fast. Stahl decently fast in setup as well. Oh boy. Oh boy. And ooh, this is hot already. Stardekk here. Bringing up the Tokobra OH58 opener. Well, Stahl on the other side, not so much so far. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. Yeah, what I wanted to say is I planned to cast the Division 2 finals, but Chloride had something coming up with work, so he will only arrive shortly before the finals. That was unfortunately something he couldn't move around, so we decided on not doing that before the games. But I mean, if we have the chance here of a live Division 3 third place match, it's not Division 3, it's the third and fourth best players in this tournament facing off against each other, and we ain't quite sure yet who is who, because that's what they decide on. Who is the third and who's the fourth best player. Stahl and Stardekk here coming in. And yeah, if you want to support them, they are already getting a bit of the prize pool. And the more prize pool we get, the better it is for these guys. And yeah, you can support all of that over at Matcherino, guys. So yeah, let's have a look at all of this. Having to go around a bit quicker than expected. And yeah, you guys can get the gambling in there as well on Twitch. And yeah, hi to all of you on YouTube as well. Today is going to be a long WARNO day, and I hope my voice can keep up with this. I'm relatively optimistic. It is feeling pretty good. And yeah, Woe is Me versus Scuff later on will be a hype series. Like, these two really had been the best in this tournament. The semifinals were cool. Stardekk pushing Scuff all the way, and Stahl really holding up decently there as well in his semifinal, getting a map and so on. Though Woe was the clear winner there, but against Stardekk that might be looking different, because Stardekk is playing always a bit of a tricky gameplay, but Stahl usually hard to push over with stuff like that. Like, Stahl is a really strong basic player. That's why he is here now. That's how he grinded up from Division 3 to Division 2 and into Division 1 here, and really is one of the biggest contenders now. Only a couple of improvements there. He knows the base game better than most other people's, and I'm really excited for this. Yeah, I will keep my voice hydrated and keep myself filled with liquid. And yeah, this is going good. Just gonna grab some water right now. I just realized I already finished my coffee. Stahl, yeah, Stahl not with the Fernspielers, which is interesting. Oh no, he has one Fernspieler in the south, but it's mostly Jäger Aufklärers. Jäger Aufklärers still pretty chunky. They were insane when they were 11. Jägers in general were insane when they were 11. There's a couple of times German divisions have pushed deep into the meta, and Jägers were were one of the reasons in the past when they were 11 hit points, and that just was one of the biggest squads in the infantry meta. They're still really good at 9-man as well, as most other infantry squads are smaller. So yeah, looks A1s here coming around. Leo 1 A1s, really fantastic as well. I'm currently making a tank tier list again, and all these three tanks, two tanks here, the Leo 1 A1 and the Leo 2 A4C, are pretty high on it. Though the Abrams ain't a slouch on the other side either. The M1A1 for sure quite good stats as well, but slightly losing in a direct duel against the Leo 2 A4C usually. That one can micro a bit better though. Whoever gets the first hit usually wins there as well, so it's not that far off. Jäger Aufklärers here coming in. Iltis Führungs coming in. Banshbears and Luxus capturing the south, so Stardekk is going all down onto the north. That's where the Toe Cobra went. That's where the OH-58s went to protect against anything flying by on the other side. LRS got pretty deep in here. We don't see any martyrs out of Stahl. Ooh, Jäger Aufklärer, have to be careful. Okay, unload just in time against the Bradley. Quick fix coming around, and ooh, the F4F here being called in. That's the bait. Toe Cobra lands. Ooh, takes out one of the OH. Can the other one get the kill though? No, it can't quite. Okay, so in the end, not terrible for Stahl, but not a major victory there. Whilst the M1 here gets a good hit against the Leo 2A4C. Leo 2A4 not able to retaliate. Leo 1A1's at least able to do a bit of damage there though, but two M1A1s here around already. A good couple of good infantry as well, and the Leo 2A4C has to immediately get repaired, but there is a Unimog right here ready for all of this as well. Two Roland 2s as well to set that all up. Stahl learning from past mistakes where his seed micro maybe not the best. Eating 84s here from the dismounted troopers though. Two more of those around, but the Pioneers make it in relatively unscathed, and the Pioneers should in the long term win this fight here most likely. Leo 2A4 trying to move around as well. Engineer Flash out of ammo. Leo 1A1. That one will have a tougher time here. Gets a good hit though, but gets blown up in retaliation. Ooh, and Leo 2A4C here might get side-shotted by the M1A1. Oh, takes a frontal hit. Gets a hit against the M1A1 as well. Both pretty low. Leo 2A4 smokes off again. Tries to chase this thing down though. Rocket plane coming in here. Gets a hit. Ooh, OH-58 not getting the kill in retaliation. The infantry is winning this fight. And don't forget, Stahl got the south for free. So if Stahl can hold on and keep the foothold here in the north, this is good. Losing the Leo 1A1s for getting the infantry fight won and killing off the Toe Cobra and one of the OHs here, that is fine. Scouts versus Aufklärers is a fair matchup here. And I think with both standing still, the Aufklärers might be the ones that are slightly winning. Both are, it's 0 vet, so both not winning based on that. Iltis Führungs coming in. The Leo 1A1 has to be repaired. Pioneer Carl Gustav. Oh no, the Toe Cobra is still there. I was mistaken there. Ooh, that is still dangerous. The Rolands can't really push that right now. Lux coming in. No new tanks for the north. Instead of appear near Carl Gustav here for the south instead. That, I think, is not an investment that you want to do here right now. Like, either you invest more into the north, or you start setting up for a swing towards the center. You don't invest more into the south right now as Stahlbrecher. That is a mistake. Unless you actually actively want to push this, but I'm not quite seeing that. And then you should disengage more in the north at the same time. Kiowa Warrior, a really scary helicopter as well. These Hellfire missiles are fast boys, and they deal a lot of damage. Iltis Führung's actually making it in though now. Getting Stahl up to a +1, but he won't capture it. The Leo is still there, and the Toe Cobra is frustrating there. Lux here coming around to deal with the Scout. Scout doesn't have AT, so even if the Aufklärers fall, which is somewhat likely now, they will still get killed off by the Lux afterwards. Ooh, Aufklärers actually likely staying alive here after all. As the Scouts get pushed down further in cohesion and get killed off. Both sides here on low cohesion, low veterancy, didn't deal much damage to each other. Lux and Jäger Aufklärer now coming in for the middle. There's little here. M1A1 finally getting repaired. Leo 2A4C on the other side got repaired. But the M1A1 here is getting repaired as well, so it's still 2-1, 3-1 soon, with another M1A1 coming up. And that one being on 2 vet and 3 vet if the M1A1 leader is close to it. Kiowa Warrior as well. So I don't think this is terrain where the Leo 2A4 actually wants to engage, especially as the Roland 2 here gets shut down by the Kiowa Warrior as well. But Tokobra finally goes down, and alright, another Leo 2A4C comes around. And this is fine as long as you hold the self and you can pivot into the middle where there's, as I said, not much yet. There is a place where the north can be, this area can be won as well. Ooh. BO105 being hunted down by an F16. There is a Gepard around. BO105 trying to dodge it but failing. And the Gepard gets some damage there in return, but not all that much. Cluster plane actually gets pushed out though. And yeah, gets a decent amount of damage. Lux runs into the M1A1 here. Iltus Führungs has to be careful, but will contest the zone. And in the north, the infantry being pushed back a bit. Second Leo 2A4 coming around here still. So Stahl still wants to win this. I don't quite see it though. Not with the Kiowa Warrior and 2 versus 3 tank action. Like, he invested another 150 points, 160 points into the south that went into the north for his opponent, so I don't quite see that. Leo 1A1 here gets a good hit, should be microed. Yep, smoke pops, can now engage again. Bradley has to disengage on the other side, so now this is pushable. Now this is a problem for our player in blue. Like, this was a great engagement by Stahl. Stahl seeing the Bradley, pushing the Bradley. This is now something that Stardekk can't just ignore. Like, they either have to push in the north to compensate for being pushed here, or they have to do investments into the south. Neither thing is comfortable for them. Gepard here coming around to deal with the Cyanide. Leo 1A1 for now has to disengage there, but the Gepard should be able to come around relatively quickly. I don't know why it's not on fast hunt though. That's a mistake. But yeah, the Gepard coming around. Transport Panzer Fuchs smoking off. Cyanide not getting the hit at first. We have an F4 FAT. Ooh. This is risky. iHawk is around by now. It doesn't get a hit, and the F4 gets hurt. iHawk number 2 shot does get the kill there. Painful loss. Gepard now in a good spot, but low flying Cyanide dodges it. Leo 1A1 now being stopped. More helicopters coming around. Bradley pushing forward versus Jaguar. Ooh. Jaguar does smoke off, doesn't want to take that engagement. Oh no, the Gepard too greedy. Gets killed by the Bradley. This is a disaster. That Gepard was not supposed to lose. Oh, this means now the Cyanide can control this whole area. Oh, that was such a bad play there. And yeah, the Kiowa Warrior landing and just sitting here. This is still something that Eugen really should address at some point. Landing helicopters being able to fire is not cool. It leads to some real shenanigans. Seed plane coming around now. I mean, there's nothing for it to kill anymore, as the Gepard was the only radar AA, and that is down for now, but good investments into the long run. Oh no, Jaguar went down as well. Okay, this is not going great for Stahl here. This Leo 2A4 has been spotted, so Leo 2A4 now taking an engagement with one M1A1, but getting shot by ATGMs from the side as well, has to immediately smoke off. Both sides hit each other, dealing similar damage. The second Leo 2A4 might be able to get the kill here though, but has to be careful with the other M1A1 there. Oh, and the Kiowa Warrior over here overlooking the reinforcement road. Roland 2 goes down. Pioneer Flamethrower is going down. Like, the losses here start to add up on the red side, and that is a problem here for our player in red. Like, this is getting out of hand quite quickly. Seaplane finally goes at least a kill here. That's fair to trade off against an F4F. But the Bradley is still around here. The Jaguars didn't get that. The Cyanide still around. More Roland 2s rolling in. More Gepards coming in as well. But the helicopters are a problem. And Kiowa Warrior in the north finally gets killed. That's a kill. But there is one more here. And this is getting pushed out. The Iltus Führungs should evacuate as well. It's not doing that just yet. Only now starting to move. Only now being evacuated. And that most likely is going to be too late. Should move to the low ground immediately here. if it wants to live, but it's not doing that, getting killed off. Leo 2A4's moving backward. This is now a problem for this Iltis potentially as well. Cluster F16 around. And yeah, the south engagement here going so badly, losing the Gepard, not having the anti-helicopter around anymore. Like, that's something that you just couldn't afford a Stahlbrecher here. Otherwise, the pressure down here would have been significantly higher, and then the north would have actually been something that you can give up, and that would have a lot more pressure on it for Stardekk. But without the victory in the south, this game is now a lot in favor of Stardekk here. At least the Leo 2A4Cs are still around, so it's not like you don't have tools here. F16 cluster here going a bit deep, potentially getting shut down by the Rolands. Yeah, one of them hitting? No. All of them missing there with the second shot. So F16 actually makes it out alive. And yeah, so many investment, so many units here in the south that are not doing anything. This is not what you can afford when the enemy has you outnumbered that much in the north. Major mistake here by Stahlbrecher, not pushing this harder if you already overinvest so much. Leo 2A4C now coming around here to the south, but he should be in here already. He lost his one recon unit that was up there to the Bradley as well. Not having a real setup there. And yeah, Roland 2's moving around. Iltis destroyed in the north. More Rolands coming in. The Leo 2A4s are great defensive tanks as well, so that is not the biggest of issues, but yeah, Kiev Warrior cleaning off the center, and that will now be the lead here for... Ooh, Gepard, can it find a kill? It needs to smoke off, it can't find the kill there. Ah, Cyanide just barely surviving. It's actually landing though. That might give the Leo 1A1 the shot that it needs. Oh, it misses! How dare you, No! Leo 1A5 smoking off to the wrong direction! Okay, he gets the cyanide, but oh no! What a mistake! Like, that, not really Stahlbrecher's mistake, but he should have realized at the moment he smoked. But, oh, pain when that happens. I'm not quite sure why it was angled like that. It might have even been Stahl's mistake by how he moved it. But, yeah, that costs. Like, having two tanks here around would easily deal with the Bradley and the Martyr. Now you have only a 1A1. Leo 2A4C obviously coming around, but without this is going to be tough. And now the Leo 1A5 here getting hurt in the middle. Leo 1A1 gets overwhelmed without the Bradley dying. Oh no, this is going from bad to worse. This was supposed to be Stahlbrecher's move, and it's just not functioning at all right now. He has to invest more into the center. He loses a Leo 2A4 in the north. Getting gunned down there, this is deteriorating quickly. Leo 2A4 misses the first shot here. The M1A1 has the better veterancy, gets the next shot out quicker as well now. And that leads to even more deaths. This game is close to GG already now, as Stahl is just collapsing here. As, yeah, he didn't push his advantages, and he stayed a bit too long in the north, invested a bit too much there. Not fighting the fighting retreat there, and the helicopter play on the side of Stardekk is really, really good here. Bradley's and M1A1's pushing forward, and this is going to end pretty rough. If this would have been captured, it would have been such a different game, but Stardekk holds with the bare minimum, and Stahl didn't even get the kills on those units. Like, only one cyanide helicopter there going down for all the losses taking there on the other side, and this is pretty rough. And hello there, Animachi! Leo 1A5 here, disengaging. Australia saved. I'm happy to hear, guys. I'm glad to hear that. Hope you had a great stream over there. We are here in some hot action, currently between the 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment and 1989. In our little tournament. It's the third place match of the WARNO League. The best players in the game here. Two of the best fighting each other. And we will have the grand finals coming up later. So, yeah, a lot of good stuff here. And Leo 2A4's here, currently fighting M1A1. So we really are about to figure out which is the best NATO MBT in the 1980s. And Leo 284 there, starting to do some decent damage. Not getting the next hit on target though. Jaguar vehicles here, getting ATGMs on their German brethren. Leo 284 in the north, fighting against an M1A1 as well. M1A1 gets the first hit. This is really just looking pretty rough for Stahlbrecher right now. And yeah, I'm not quite sure how you save the situation. A10 going deep. The Roland's, oh no. The Roland's not even getting a hit here. This is rough. Finally, but it's not enough. The A10 is still flying and actually making it out alive. The Roland 2 issue, especially without Veteran C there, hitting hard. Just not quite having the accuracy. And Leo 284 is still flying around, but yeah, the blue side got the control over the north, and the hold in the south here, really so well done by Stardekk, our player on the right side here in blue, as they hold off with only a Bradley and one helicopter against the Leo 1 push, and the Bradley even survived, but all the Leos on the other side did bite the dust, and now it's a slow tick for blue, but blue is so far ahead that they can just now air spam and overwhelm the enemy air defenses with the amount of airframes in disguise. F-16 here doing a good job coming around, and yeah, this is working really, really well for our player in blue right now. So this game number 1 in this best of 3 is likely going to end in blue victory, but as it is a best of 3, Stahlbrecher will have more shots to get the round. And thanks for all of you new guys following there. This is not going well for the Germans here. Martyrs finally coming around. I'm surprised we didn't see any Martyrs earlier. Like, they have a pretty good matchup against the Bradleys, as they can one-shot them with the Milan 1. Milan 1 is good enough to kill off the Bradleys. And sure, the Bradleys also kill them with their ATGM, but the Bradley is 3 times the cost of a Martyr, nearly. So that is a fair trade. And ATGMs in general are pretty good on this map, because you have long open fields where those missiles can fly. F4F not getting on target here against the M1A1, as it didn't have line of sight. Our recon M1A1 here moving around on the hillside as well. And yeah, Stahl trying to fight on here, but I believe we are about to see a game number 2 here relatively soon. Leo 283 pushing through the south, slowly advancing forward. But those are now the slightly older variants, and they don't quite have the frontal armor to stand up to the M1A1s. So that is an issue. The Leo 284 outclasses the M1A1 slightly, but the Leo 283 doesn't. Numbers are just not in favor, and yeah, there we go. In the end, a really dominant game here by Stardekk, as Stahl just couldn't push the advantage that they were putting themselves in position-wise, whilst Stardekk was able to win the point where they wanted to win, and also hold on without any significant losses at the spot where they were supposed to be outnumbered and outgunned. And that really swung this game around really heavily. The Kiowa Warrior with the Hellfire missiles there helping out quite nicely as well, only getting picked off pretty late in the game. And yeah, the Bradley here in the north, this was the MVP. Killing off the Gepard, killing off 2 Leopard, and getting the looks. Like, all of this by a single Bradley, that was really the MVP of the game here for the Stardekk, and made this game so much easier. It would have been a real mess otherwise. So yeah, let's see what Stahl can bring up next game. I'm not quite sure if the next game is already up. No. So we are waiting for the next one. As I will have a look if they are able to see. Oh yeah. This should be better. Okay, Stardekk coming around. The next map will be Hesse. Okay, that is good. And that should also be better with the microphone. Yeah, I'm figuring it out right now. I just realized that the gain was a bit high beforehand. Okay, this should be better. And yeah. Yeah, I might have by accident plugged the gain a bit high earlier. Nice. Picks and bans for divisions is going on. So yeah, let's see. This should be pretty good. And has a really different map. We can have a look on the map for a second. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. I don't want to jump into ranked. I wanted to create one of those and go for has a duel. As that map is allowing for a lot slower play. You don't have to rush anywhere because you have a lot of zones on your side. No zones that are directly contested. You have to push around into the enemy's field of control from the early stages to get some points. You sometimes see rushes where people try to get Echo and Zulu or Lima and X-Ray and then fall back after a while and try to push that lead to the rest of the game. You sometimes see early rushes into November or Alpha to try to get a flanking maneuver on and get the town fights going on. But often it is a brawl in the middle and trying to fight for positions, trying to fight for better KDs and see where this all goes. Yeah, I kind of expect an aggressive push from one side in the south here between these two players, but I will see. We will see how that goes. And yeah, 11th ACR for sure a good division. So yeah, let's see. November and Alpha going around. Bravo and Papa. Interesting one as well. And yeah, 11th ACR and 5th Panzer. Maybe not quite the matchup Stahl wanted there. I wonder what Stahl is going to be able to get around this time. If we will see that division matchup again. If we maybe see a 4E play out of Stahl. And what the bans there will be. 11th ACR is usually not the division that is super scary, but Stardekk always has been a big fan of it. And always has been great with it. So yeah, I could see that coming around again. Whilst on the other side, Stahl is playing the pretty basic stuff usually. Like he's playing 5th Panzer, 5th Blindé. 2nd UK he played quite a bit as well, but it didn't work out for him in the semifinals, so not sure we're gonna see this around this time. I do believe he could be a pretty good first armored player as well. But yeah, usually something with armor, something with IFVs. The classic mechanized setup. He has played 79th in the past as well, I believe. So those kind of all-rounder divisions that get you a BMP2, a Martyr, or a Warrior, and then get you a T80, a Leopard 2, an M1A1, or a Challenger, and then play with that, and play around a bit with what other stuff you get from air to MX-30s, MX-10s. So yeah, that could be quite interesting. I could see a 4th ZMAC from Stardekk absolutely as well. That's a division that he has played quite a bit lately. I wouldn't be surprised if it's banned though. But it is an interesting division, though I'm not 100% sure if it's the right has a map, as it has the T55AS, but it's not the perfect map for that. And your long-range ATGMs are a bit lacking. It could only be coming around as a counter pick. Like, I don't think you want to pick 4th ZMAC first, because it still has issues with the AT. And if the enemy then can exploit that a bit, that's going to be problematic. So we're gonna see how that goes around. And if Stahl brings around brings around something like 5th again, I'm not quite sure you want to play 4th C-Mech against that. Like, it can work, but then you really have to invest a good bit more into the opener. And Hesse doesn't have those zones where the Honker Roost can just get you a +1, +2 easily. So I'm not so certain. Yeah, the Merida is nice, but the Merida doesn't help you if it can't even shoot the enemy tank. It trades well against the 5th Blinde. Yeah, like something like 5th Blinde or so. I could see him play that. Like something with somewhat lighter armor. But I don't see it against Layer 2 A4Cs, which they have to get into 1,500 meter range to actually harm them. And your ATGMs also don't do any damage against. And yeah, from Stahl, he played TKS a good bit in the past, but that division is currently out of meta. And out of the lighter divisions outside of that, I don't think he plays anything. I believe he tested out 16th, but that's currently also a non-starter. So that doesn't work out for him either. And yeah, so the only somewhat lighter division would be 2nd UK from what I've seen him play lately. 2nd Panzer Grenadier obviously being an option as well, with getting you Martyrs, Leo 2A3s, and then you build heavy artillery, which would be better than what you get as 5th Panzer here, but you could just go for 4E right now to have something similar going on. You don't have the ATGMs of the Martyrs, but yeah, we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see what comes around here. Currently, both players still picking. We are in the session now. They haven't informed me about the active picks they did, so gonna see that in a second. And they are in game now. No, wait. In session. And still waiting here for Stahl. Okay. So yeah, it gives us a bit of time once more to talk about what this is all about. As we have a $327 prize pool. And out of that, the 3rd place gets 15%. And the 4th place gets 10%. So 30 and $45 respectively currently. Around that. So a decent prize pool already, but you can help out making it bigger with the Macherino. Thanks to all of you who clicked the coupon buttons and get us 25 cents each, and especially big thanks to everybody who came in with a direct contribution already. Chem Warrior, Fedder, Steven, Bedrecky here, Jeremy, Golden Panzer, Yasp, Ryan Satome, Panda Boots, Terminator, and a couple more here. The Vamscans, getting us here to 327. Pretty hot stuff. And it's gonna be 20th Panzerna versus 2nd Panzer Grenadier. Okay. So that is a interesting matchup. 2nd Panzer Grenadier. Yeah, that's what we expected out of Stahl. It's a good division for the map. 20th Panzerna is a really good division for this map as well, though. And the matchup in tanks is a bit weird for 20th for 2nd Panzer Grenadier. Your Leo 2A3s win against the T-72s 1v1, but obviously are a lot more pricey. And your Leo 1s don't quite do the job. You have the slightly stronger artillery with the MR10s versus the Dana, but the Dana is no slouch either. Though I think the Jaguar 2 could be really helpful here. And your Martyrs can give good fire support around as well. Milan 1s and Milan 2 mix is nice as well, with the Milan 1 being pretty efficient against the BMP 3s. It can BMP 1s can one-shot their 3 frontal armor, and that's important with the Martyr as well. And you get a Martyr that can't be one-shotted by the enemies with its 5 frontal armor, can't be one-shotted by the Malyutkas of the BMP 1. So you win the IFV duels, but you have to be careful around the other stuff around it. So That's going to be interesting. And yeah, they are about to get into session here. 1-0 for Stardekk. So yeah, no Mother can obviously, but the BMP3 also, yeah, it can survive. The Mother 1A3 can survive the frontal hits and so on. A bit better wins the duel with guns as well. Like are a couple of things that play nicely into the Mother 1v1 matchup against BMP ones. Though you can 2v1 with the BMPs, which obviously is a bit of an issue. So yeah, we're gonna see how that all goes. We will for sure see max vet BMP1s and a good couple of max vet T72s in some form out of Stardekk. He always has some 2 vet units start for the start of the match, which makes a lot of sense. He was one of the players that toyed a lot around with Veteran C in Steel Division, like bringing around max vet artillery and so on. And I could even see him doing that here now with the Danas as well. Not quite sure how much you get out of them there, but like he likes upvetting artillery, and you can get as you get 3 cards of Danas, you can just upvet them as well. So that lowering the aim time significantly and getting a decent bit of rate of fire boost as well, and that would be interesting as well. So I'm pretty sure we'll see upvetted Danas, and yeah, the BMP ones here at 2 vet. You still get 5 availability, which is pretty solid. So, in general, in tank division, Stardekk also playing with lower numbers of infantry. Feeling pretty comfortable with that. And yeah, let's get into that. No, Stardekk won in game 1. He capitulated in game 1 because he was about to break Bit-Size Boom. He had a couple more points, but he gave up because he knew he couldn't hold it over the next couple of minutes. And as Stardekk was on the tick, and he still had 20 minutes, and the KD was 3-1 at that point already. So yeah, Stahl was falling apart quickly there. And yeah, now Stardekk on the right side here against Stahlbrecher on the left, and Stahl bringing around second Pentagram, which should be a pretty hyped division again. It brings the Martyrs around. It brings the Leo 1s and Leo 2s. Leo 2A3 here, good enough in this matchup as a tank killer. It got buffed slightly in price lately, and with that it is back in the cost efficiency ratio. Like the tank meta currently is really really close prices. On the other side though, T72 is currently the most overperforming tank when it comes just based to the raw stats of power. Like what you get in frontal armor value and penetration for the price point, nothing can beat the T72 at the moment, outside of maybe the T64 OBR 81. Like those 2 tanks currently are the best there. But you can kite the T72, you can outrange it as well, and in a direct 1v1 duel you win as well, even on the shorter ranges with the Leo 2. So that's what Stahlbrecher has to force there, and then use his good ATGM vehicles, his good artillery, and his good infantry around. But oh yeah, it's Stahl and blue this time around. This way around it goes. It's the red side, obviously, for the packed side. T72 M1D here for the Polish 20th Panzerna. And I put that the wrong way. It's not Panzer, it's Panzerna. Spaltromega Aufklärers coming in. Forward deployment is deployment-wise on the side of the second. They can deploy a bit further forward, but the speed is on the side of 20th Panzerna because they get this thing. This is the Hunkaries, and it is filled with Special Forces Ross Specialny, as those come with, as a 4-man squad, they have a good RPG, and in general a decent recon squad with very good optics. But the more important part is the vehicle itself, because it is special forces as well, and special forces increases the speed of a vehicle as well, and that means instead of the Warrant kmh that it says here, this goes 30% faster. So this goes 130 kmh on the road, and that is by far the fastest road speed in the game. And that means even though they deploy a bit further back than the forward deploy Fallschirmjägers on the other side, they still are fast on the front line. And it's only 30 points for that, which is pretty cheap. So yeah, currently one of the strongest units in the game. That's why 4th CMAC and 20th Panzerner are played so much lately. This opener is what makes it so much better than 9th Panzer, which has the better T-72s, but it is weaker in the opener. And 20th Panzerner has the T-72 powerhouses, including the Wilk, which is the T-72 M2 variant of the Polish here, with era armor all over the top and a new fire control system that gives it maximum range. Is decently able to contest against the Leo 2. Same, 10 points cheaper, but has 1 more frontal armor and has 1 extra hit point, but 2 less penetration. So in the end, the Leo 2A3 should still win. It's a bit faster as well, but the Wilk also has slightly lower rate of fire, is still a really solid tank and wins easily against the Leo 1A1s. Like, the Leo 1A1s can't really touch it, even on the shorter ranges. But the decent amount of martyrs this time around, coming around here. And there is a Milan 2 for the center. The Rost Specialny trying to push pretty deep. Fallschirmjäger Aufklärers on the other side. Okay, they might pass by each other. Jaguar here coming in early on as well. A decent number of units for the south here from Stahl, but nothing all that special. Though on the other side we don't see anything like that right now. And we see some cheap Mi-2 URP Salamandra helicopters coming around with the Malyutka M80GM, a 23mm gun that can deal decent damage as well. If the enemy doesn't have any AA coming around, that could be deadly, but we have a double Gepard, and with decent micro they can easily hold those off. Whilst the BRDMs and Honker Rus here coming around. As the armored forces here, 2 BMP2s and a T-72. So that for sure is currently in favor of Stahl. The question is just how much space can the Honkers capture here early on? And what can Stardekk do with the mobility advantage that they're most likely going to have in the early stages here? This is a best of 3, so if Stardekk wins this, Stardekk will be 2nd place. It's Stahlbrecher on the ropes here. Stahl needs the victory. And yeah, here we go. Marder 1A3 rolling in. Leo 1A1 coming in up as well as the Leo 2A3s rolling behind all of this. MiG-21 BIS AA coming around in the sky, wanting to stop any planes from shooting down the Salamandra. And it's really cheap, so can afford that. It has a stopgap solution from keeping off the F-16s on the other side, but no F-16 of this type coming in. Fallschirmjäger Aufklärer have to be careful here. Nearly getting gunned down immediately, and they're not quite on range for the Panzerfaust, and that's an issue, because now the Honker Rus will just murder them. Yeah, and that's the issue here with these guys. Honker Rus, really, really brutal. Mi-2 US dealing with the Milan 2 now as well. And that's a big advantage over here. Leo 2 here gets the kill against this one though. Honker Rus in the north gets killed by the Jäger Aufklärers as well. So some victories here early on. F-16 AA coming in will kill off the Mi-2 US. So the Milan 2 will survive. And F-16 even getting 1 more kill here. Trying to get the hell out of there before the MiG-21 can get on seal. Ooh, trying to bait that over the Gepards. Gepards dealing decent damage there. Not quite finding the kill, but good enough. Whilst Martyrs now getting into range here. Autocannons killing off stuff. One Martyr Milan goes down, but the Salamandra and the BRDM-1 go down. And yeah, this is a pretty dangerous push here now, coming out of Stahlbrecher. The Leo 2... Where's the Leo 2? The Leo 2 is a bit further back, okay. Recon is a bit lacking. Jägeraufklärer is not quite where they needed to be. Iltis Führungs nearly going down to the Hunker-Rüß. Barely surviving there. Bit risky. Looks coming around. BRDM and BMP still moving around. The Wilk only now moving forward. Was it forgotten earlier? It might have been forgotten in the start. Or was this down over here or something? Another Wilk now finally coming up. BMP-1 leader goes down. BMP over here not able to kill the Leo 2, so both going down. One Martyr gets killed off by the BMP-2 at least. Yes, there's two of them around. Another T-72 already coming in. The Leo 2 can't die. Like, that's the one unit that Stahl has to anchor all of this around. So he can brawl with it, but he should keep it as far back as he does right now. Strela goes down on the other side. The Leo 1A1s, they are replaceable. They are here to actually spot the enemy, actually get shot at first. But the Leo 2A3 is the unit that can do the killing against the T-72s. So he can't allow that to die. T-72s over here, they need... so the Leo 1A1s need to disengage. Iltis Führungs has to be careful there as well. Would love to have a smoke in front of it, but doesn't quite get that. But the T-72, luckily for it, currently moving into a side where it can't quite spot this. So Iltis Führungs actually making it out. Panzer Grenadiers pushing forward. Pechotek Smack being pushed back. Leo should be spotting this. Yes, gets the kill. Ooh, but has to smoke off and disengage here now. Gets stunned down. This is not where you want to be. Smoke now set up. And yeah, you need to get the hell out of there immediately. Martyr is pushing it a bit close. Ross Specialny getting engaged there. Iltis Führungs gets the +2 online now for Stahl. That's where Stahl wants to be, but this is not where Stahl wants to be. Yeah, Leo 2A3 needs to go back to the Unimog, needs to get repaired. Leo 1A1 disengaging nicely there as well. Iltis Führungs trying to get out of there alive, but the Volk's too strong. But that's fair. Getting the +2 here right now is worth that pressure. Leo 1A1 smoking off, and this worked out fine for Stahl. So Stahl can fall back now, get more Leos online, get the Jaguars into places, push into the south. Ooh, no! Oh, and everything I just said falls apart there. As he didn't have a smoke ready for it yet again. The reload wasn't around, and the Su-22 AT gets the double kill, gets the Leo 2A3. This is pain. This is real pain here now. Panzer Grenadiers, at least. Oh, the Leo 1A1 could potentially finish it off, but it pushes the wrong side and nearly gets sideshot there. The Vilk is so low now. Shilka is around though. Strela 10 pushing in around as well. Ross Specialny, that's something that you can push over, but the Vilk likely will survive. Bio 105 over here likely won't get its missiles on target either. Strela coming forward now. Most likely gonna kill it off. As it's firing on the move. Gets another missile out. BO-105 still alive. Oh no. Stahl, why did you move it forward? Okay, the Strela really doesn't want to find a hit. Jaguar getting involved. Strela now finally moves in the right direction to break line of sight. Jaguar shouldn't be on the hunt move here. Yep, gets pulled back now. Maybe a bit too late though. T-72 already on the hunt here. Panzer Grenadier slowly pushing forward. Next Leo 2A3 coming up. Leo 1A1 still in here. Stahl 200 points up. MR10 getting involved now. Firing directly onto the Wilk. Wilk not moving just yet. Okay, did move in time, I believe, to not get killed off there. Only getting stunned down by the second shot. And yeah, Wilk taking a bit more damage. M110 not finding the kill. But good idea there by Stahl. Good reaction on the other side. It's Pioneer Carl Gustav pushing around here. And Stahl needs to get some Eyehawks online. Some Eyehawks that he then micros around if Danas come around, but you need an Eyehawk to keep these AT planes off you. Your fighters can't quite do it. Oh, T-72 really low here, but able to smoke off. Leo 1A5 and Leo 2A3 here doing a good job. Leo 1A1 here in the center, still holding on for now. BMP1 finally starting to push in, but Stahl here now with a open space in front of it in the center. BMP1's only coming around now. M110's getting involved. This is a good target. That tank here still stationary. Oh, Leo 181 maybe overextending there a bit. F16 being called in the right moment here. Has to find the right way of getting around here. T-72 will goes down. That is a major kill there. M110 finds the kill as Stardekk was microing the air, and this is looking so much better than game number 1. Stahl is in a really solid space now. If Stahl just defends in the north and gets into this space here and gets a +4 online for a while, like if you have 1000 points or more of advantage on this map, the enemy is hard pressed to get that away from you. Looks here doing a good job against the BMP1, killing that off with transport as Stardekk was microing the north, and that M110 was such a good investment. Getting the first Wilk there, keeping the enemy busy, keeping the enemy guessing. Jaguar here maybe a bit overextending. Should not, smoke off, but too late. I'm not quite sure if pushing the Jaguar that deep was really that good of an idea. Martyr goes down now in the north as well. This was maybe a bit much. Wilk's coming in with 1 veterancy, so there are 3 of them. This in the center here, that is way better. BMP1's there, killed off. BMP1 over here will die to the Carl Gustav likely as well. Routed already, and another Carl Gustav shot. Oh, barely not coming out, but yeah, this is where Stahl should put the effort in now. Should have only defended over here. Iltis Führungs now can come around for the push into this area and get the +2 back online as he's losing this zone, but as long as you keep a take online here on this map, the enemy is in trouble. And oh no! MI24 immediately gets found out. Looks here, gets the kill together with the Gepard. Oh, this is devastating. Yeah, this is not where Stardekk wants to be right now. Stardekk's T-72 numbers not quite high enough to really be the big push threat that he wants it to be. The M110 starts to get static targets here. Oh no! Stahl! Stahl is lucky this time around. The Gepard at least stunted down a lot, but oh, Stahl, that Leopard 2 not smoking off. Major mistake, but he is lucky this time around. Doesn't get punished for it. The Gepard keeping the Su-22 with the 30 AP missiles too inaccurate to actually find a hit. So it's not pure luck, but it's for sure he shouldn't have toyed with this around. Like, that should have been an easy smoke up. You should have your Leo 2s on a hotkey just for the smoke gameplay here. BMP1 over here goes down as well, so even Alpha is now vulnerable, so it, like, Stahl can even, if he's getting pushed away here, just start moving further south. Gets found out. C-72 should be able to deal with it. Martyrs here maybe slightly overextending as well, though they did get a couple of kills here with that. And the Panzer Grenadiers here now besieging the front line. So, in the end, this is all still pretty fine. BO-105 keeping things busy. Units had to fall back a bit, but on the hunt for the next IFV vehicle here. Only these command units can capture points, so if the enemy loses all of those, they can't retake your spots. And yeah, this is really nice as well. It gets spotted here, so Stardekk can react, but Stardekk has to react to this, and this is not something Stardekk wants to invest points in right now. Stardekk wants to invest points into winning the battle in the open and just demolish Stahlbrecher here, but that's not what's happening here right now. Another Leo 2 comes around. iHawk finally is in, gets the MiG-21 immediately, and yeah, immediately loads back in. This is the play you want to do. You don't want to get caught out by Danas. Leo 2A3 is around here as well, so this single T-72 won't be able to push through here either, most likely. And this is exactly what Stahlbrecher wants currently. The Leo 2A3 numbers are high enough. He has the +2, and the T-72 blob is spread out. 1v1 situations with Leo versus T-72 should, by all means, go in favor of the Leo 2, as it has the slightly higher pen that has the better accuracy. So, yeah, better rate of fire as well. MR10 getting involved against the smoke mortar. That's what this is most likely supposed to be, but gets found out and is about to get engaged here. Units over here not able to get through. BMP1 trying to help out. Ooh, Gebhardt can shred this infantry unit here quickly now as well. Leo 2A3 goes down in the north. Oh, okay, this is not ideal for Stahl. This is how you lose this game. If you get your Leo 2s killed off by 3 T-72s in close range fights. Like, that's the one thing that can go wrong. Both sides smoking off over here. BMP1 gets killed off. BO-105 comes around to stop this push. +2 is still going on. But losing the high ground here is always really frustrating. And more Jaguars, more Leo 1A5s come around. The MOR-10 still doing their job. A really good investment. Gebhardt here has to be careful. BMP2 pushes back the BO-105. Which gets a weapon system failure crit. On the other side, Lux pushes a bit too deep down here in the south. Not quite able to get the capture there. M110 needs a reload. Unimog actually on the way there now. Trying to get there. Gebhardt might have to fall back over here. Oh no, Iltis Führungs pushes too deep. Gets caught out here. And gets killed off. No, not like that. There's only one lead unit there. Too impatient by Stahl, and Stahl has to be careful to not just throw the lead away here now. Leo 2A3 versus T-72. But it's 2 versus 1 now. This is not the fight you want to take as Stahl. Too close for that. Too close to the engagement range. And the T-72 pushing further. Coop gets the BO-105. Leo 2A3 has to be repaired. Jäger Aufklärers in the north just get murdered. The Leo 2A3 here is still too close. And once more in a 1 versus 3 situation. Stahl's Milan 2 out in the open. His Leo 2A3 gets shot to pieces here. Doesn't have the smoke, it seems. And will go down. Oh no, this is a disaster. Stahl just taking the wrong engagement ranges here. 2 times in a row, losing his most important vehicles, and those Leo 2A3s are irreplaceable. So yeah, this is a tough spot here. BO-105 trying to deal the damage. Gets the crit here frontally against the Volk. Stuns it down. Leo 1A1's coming around. And this is all in a bit of a weird spot now for Stahl. Like, he's still having the +2 online, but it's still 25 minutes to go, and he lost all his heavy tanks now. He has the Jaguars and so on. Those are all nice defensive tools, so there is a way where he's how to win this, especially with the M110s and so on going around as well. But the T-72 menace is going to be a problem now. A real big problem. BMP1 gets killed off over here by the Panzer Grenadier. Artillery doesn't get the T-72s around over here. There's 4 of them around there now. We're about to get to the 1,000 point lead. Jaguar here, way too close. What are these Jaguars doing here? Stahl, this is not a CQC unit. Why is it there? This Jaguar should at least be here. More likely, like, back over here. Like, this is reckless. Pichota mech pushing over the hill. Will try to get the kill. Panzer Grenadiers and Leo 2 find the kills there. Jaguar pushing forward here, but this is not the spot where you want to be with your Jaguar. Gebhardt here hunting down another Mi-24. F-16 goes a bit deep here. Enemy of planes way too numerous here. F-16 goes down. And this is about to be pushed. We have a +4 right now. This is a great lead. Over 1,000 points now. This investment into the southern push, really good. Leo 2A3 goes down though. Oh no. Oh no. The SC-22 did it. And now there's really none of them left on the battlefield. It's all Leo 1s now. And they just don't have the matchup. Leo 1A5. Best it can do is 16 penetration against 17 frontal armor tanks on the other side. That is not where you want to be here. So Stahl now has to go into amazing defense. Marder 1A3 moving around, and yeah, Stardekk is finally getting where he wanted to be in this game from the get-go. The early game didn't go Stardekk's way at all, but he got rid of all the big boys now. And Stahl only has the Leo 2A3 leaders now left. Needs those badly, and needs to invest more into defensive positions. Jaguar over here is in a totally wrong spot, is about to get pushed over by infantry. Yeah, this just doesn't make any sense to me. You can't throw away these units. Those are so valuable in this matchup with their TOW 2 missiles. This is not supposed to be here, and it's just freely given now to the enemy. Jaguar most likely doesn't have an out here. Tank takes this area back. Jaguar over here has a missile, has a shot, doesn't quite get the kill. MR10 doesn't really have a hit either. Jaguar over here had to disengage, getting pushed out by infantry. Yeah, the Jaguar over here about to die to the Pichota mech. There we go. And you don't have endless of those either. You only have one card, so losing them like this is not something you can afford. Leo 1A1's trying to get into position. It's still a +2 here. It's still 1,300 points already on the board here. But that is about to end. CV here about to get in the bottom. And then Stahl has to hold on to his 4 points desperately for the next 20 minutes. And it's only halfway mark in this 40-minute game. So Leo 1A5 being pushed back. T-72s here now in decent numbers on the field. We have 6 of them already. Dana finally coming around as well. And yeah, the Leo 1A1s here, they ain't having the best of times in this matchup. At least this Jaguar did survive. Leopard 1A5 over here in a really terrible matchup. Has to smoke off. Leo 2 did come around here now. But smoke play now coming out. MR10 tries to find some T-72 kills again, but a single one won't do it. You need the double MR10 at this point to get these kinds of kills. Tornado trying to come around, trying to get some side shots here. And T-72 gets the Will killed. Tornado IDS pushed back. Jägerpanzerfaust gets the kill there. 1 Will kill is nice, especially as the IDS does survive. 30 ECM helping out those tornadoes quite nicely. Yeah, the T-72 numbers here, those are going to be scary. And another T-72 M1 over here going down, but the Jaguar, oh no, it doesn't have smoke anymore. Why is it on the open field? Why are Jaguars pushing into spots like this? Like, I get the Leo 2 place. I kind of get the Leo 2 place, and I understand those losses. But those Jaguar positions, Stahl, why? This is the one thing that I don't quite grasp. Like, why is this Jaguar pushing into the open field? Why is it not retreating back to the next bush? Why was this Jaguar here instead of back here? Like, those are defensive units. Those shouldn't be your most frontline unit, even though they have a bit more frontal armor than your usual ATGM carrier. 6 frontal armor is still not that much. BMP-1 over here, running into the Pioneer Carl Gustav. They're 2 stunned down to actually get the hit. The MOR-10s might find a kill onto another CV here. It's gonna be close, but I don't quite think it can do it. And Leo 2A3 here gets pushed back as well. Infantry and BMP-1s over here pushing forward. iHawk gets evacuated, that is key. Leo 1 over here stopping off the infantry from getting deeper. Leo 1's over here helping out now as well. Cutter smack being held back. iHawk disengaging. MR10 is empty once more. Another Jaguar 2 coming up. Leo 1A1 holding out over here. Every minute that he can keep the CVs out of these zones is a big one. As it's 1,300 points now. And it's just, they won't likely be any more here for Stahl. Stahl has reached that maximum point, and he just has to make sure that this is higher than whatever Stardekk gets in the rest of these 18 minutes now. MI-24D, those are good kills. Stahl has been on top of that part quite nicely. And he has still the good air tap of 2nd Panzer Grenadier to explore a bit further. The Tornadoes did a good job so far. And as I said, he did play an amazing early game, but Stardekk is outperforming him in the direct engagements right now. Like, Stardekk took his time here after the early losses in the first half and slowly built this up. The infantry movement of Stardekk was phenomenal. The one unit here pushing from up there. The deep infantry move, pushing out the Jaguar out of this position, and so on. Like, all of this year that he was able to manage to get infantry into this spot now, those are strong moves. Might most likely be even rewarded with another Aufklärer kill here, and that's something that Stahlbrecher can't afford to lose. Neither the position nor the Aufklärer. Lucky there, SVD not quite finding the kill, and could be pushed now by one of the Leos. But that is not happening. If Milan 2 isn't positioning into a good spot here either. T-72 under fire. Leo 2A3 not pushing this right now. And Leo 1 gets a hit. Leo 2A3 only getting involved now. Milan 2 not getting involved into this. Jaguar 2 finally coming around. Oh, the T-72 got into the position over here. Iltis Führungs coming around. Panzer Grenadier trying to get around this as well. Oh no! Oh no! SU-22 once more finally going down, but once more getting a Leo 2 kill. Oh no! Disaster struck there. I'm not even quite sure what spotted them still. Ah, the BMP-1 over here, I guess, got the line of sight to actually get the Leo 2. This time the smoke was at the right moment, but the kill happened nonetheless, and the Jaguar over here now in deep shame. Gets the Wilk, gets the T-72M, but getting back in here won't be easy. And Marder over here versus T-72 leader. Marder just pushing on. As the T-72 leader will be out of the smoke in a second. Oh, what? BMP-1 there, winning the fight. Smoke coming around again. As the Jaguars hold the line here now. Get a good amount of kills. Milan 2 about to kill the BMP-1 CV as well. Now you only have to find a way of getting a CV back in there though. And I say only, but that is going to be tough. Shilka getting pushed down here. Oh, Panzer Grenadiers! No, Jägers! Ah! The Jäger's not moving in the right spot. The Jäger's not moving in the right spot. Milan 2's here doing a fantastic job. Jaguars getting pushed by the SU-22. SU-22 goes down without a kill this time around. And the Jäger, Panzerfaust, they don't quite get the kills they want there. Didn't get the rear shot, and oh no, the South has fallen as well. It's a +5 now for Stardekk. Stardekk with a really good maneuver here in the South, and this is collapsing now for Stahlbrecher. He did get some important kills, you know, but he can't bring more Leo 2s. He got a good amount of T-72s, but the T-72 printer on the other side is endless for the 20th Panzerna. So even though his KD in the last 2-3 minutes might not have been terrible, the quality of units he can bring versus the quality of units his enemy can bring for these open field fights is massively different. And now losing the Tornado, that's a unit that he once more can't replace. And the Jaguar here now overextending. He only has this one left, getting killed off by the BMP-2, so none left whatsoever. And yeah, this is not looking hot whatsoever for our player in blue right now. Leo 1A5 not getting the victory down here. Panzer Grenadier versus Picotus Mech coming around. Panzer Grenadier over here, kind of stranded as well. And the Iltis Führungs trying to drive in here now. Will run into the T-72. Oh! Gets past the T-72 actually. This is constantly smoked. MOR-10, did it die? The MOR-10 must have died somehow. I'm not quite sure where the MOR-10 died. I'm not quite sure what was in these helicopters, but the MOR-10 died. That is a big loss. Is it in the flames in here? No, I'm not quite sure where the M110 died, but it died. And that is also a unit yet you just can't replace. The Spherungs here gets pushed by the T-72 now. And the T-72 gets the shot on target. Another Leo 283 leader now trying to come in for the middle. It's still a +4 here. And without the MR10, pushing all of this back is even tougher. Like, artillery play could have been a big role, but you don't have that now either. I guess the Dana counter battery got the kill there. So, Leo 283 trying to get into the middle. All of that is not really working out here, and yeah, the T-72 number is just coming. And Stahlbrecher's game plan, like his early game plan was great, but his long game plan was just lacking. Like, he should have known that he has to preserve his assets better, and he didn't play for that at all. His asset preservation was pretty terrible. And your late game, without those AT units, without the Leo 2s, against the T-72 wave is just pretty hopeless. So, a +3, about to go to a +2 maybe, but that +2 will be enough to get Stardekk above in points, and there's just no way this North gets rescued. Sultan here pushing too deep. Leo 1A1s are not the tanks you get this back with. Without artillery, there's just no way you push this, and the T-72 can come back here as well. You would have to push through in the south, but that was given up a bit too easily as well, because you needed too many reinforcements in the north, because you lost too much there in too quick succession. Tornado gets the kill, and yeah, Stardekk's perseverance here, and just keeping up the game plan, keeping up hunting the high kill potential units, like the Leo 2A3s, like the Jaguars, and taking them out one by one, is getting rewarded here. His early game wasn't what he planned for. His Ross Specialniks got killed off quite easily. His helicopters got shot down. BMP-2s and T-72s, like the first Wilk loss, were pretty brutal. And Stahlbrecher had a lot of advantages, but he wasn't able to hold those alive. He pushed a bit too deep with a couple too many units, and his Layer 2 preservation was just not there. Losing them way too easily, especially the two up here against the T-72 push. This is not something you can allow to happen. Like, if you have a formation of 2-3 Leo 2A3s, you can hold off the T-72s basically forever by just kiting them. Especially if you start killing off Volks, which are the only ones that can touch you back on max range. So, and if you throw that away, that's just a big blunder. T-72 M1's coming in here. Getting a kill here as well. Leo 1A1 goes down. Tornado IDS coming in again, but yeah, the points are about to reach the breaking point, and this is going pretty rough. Not having the Tornadoes earlier as fighters against the SUs, not having the AA setup, and not having his smoke always ready against the SU-22s, and then losing two of the Leos in the fight up north. That's pretty brutal, and now everything is collapsing here. So yeah, Stardekk will this game, and Stahl likely will lose the series with that. Is trying to do some sneaky here, but Stardekk has just way too many resources to lose to such thing like this. And with that, we'll win the series 2-0. And with that, the third place. As the Danas here are still firing. Stardekk now ahead in points. And there's just no way for Stahlbrecher to get this back. Trying to desperately get into the rear line, but it will be a fourth place here. Still a really strong finish, and it's still great to see the journey that Stahl has done over the last couple of league seasons. From a really solid player in Division 2 to top player in Division 2 to, in his first season in Division 1, immediately going into the semifinals and giving us some good games here. So, yeah, no shame in losing here in the third place match, as that is still a really good run. But congratulations here to Stardekk, winning in a 2-0 fashion here, getting the the third spot, and yeah, really showing off that he wasn't a fluke, and his semifinal there was maybe a bit unfortunate, losing against Scuff, and yeah, really strong run, as the run that Stardekk made here into the semifinals. Both of these coming out of the same group, it was really strong. Yes.
And hi, it's me. I joined in. I just want to say, Stardekk, I was at work. I was not purposefully not casting your game. I would have loved to cast this. Hello, Protoss.
Hey yo. And yeah, I'm really hyped for the grand finals, as that's
Yeah.
going to come up in 45 minutes, guys. So we have a bit of a longer time here now to bridge, but obviously Stardekk versus Stahlbrecher here, too good of a game to not cast live. And yeah, really strong show here by our Australian player here. And once more, the run that these two made, the group stage, it already should have been the end on paper for both of these players, as they were in a group with Pro Commute, last season champion, and Tiberius Rancor, last season's second finalist, I believe, right? Like that was the grand final, if I remember correctly. At least the semi-finalist last season. So if you have a look at season 2 standings, that I believe was the grand finals. Yeah, Procomi,
Yeah.
Tiberius Rancor. So they beat both the finalists to get here. Yeah,
I mean, Tiberius kind of didn't play to his best, I gotta say, in those first games. Those were a bit surprising. Maybe Tiberius was slightly rusty, slightly overconfident, and Stahlbrecher especially has been just improving massively compared to earlier seasons. Stahl really started looking like one of those players, those pro commies, those people who have their strategies that even when people know what's coming, generally something like Second Panzergrenadier, they they still don't manage to stop it repeatedly. And I think Stahl was probably really hyped up by these early wins against these top players, and that kind of morale boost for Stardekk and Stahl of managing to get out of that group and then kind of sensing like, wait, I could actually win this. That probably has them scream and practice a little bit more.
Yeah, Procomi there, losing game number 1 to a really great Stahlbrecher opener, and then getting only to a really close draw, nearly rolling over Stahlbrecher completely in that game too, but just not barely quite getting the points in the group stage was one of the best group stage games we had. And then Stahl versus Lathans was a really great match here in the quarterfinals as well, beating the old guard there with just some really classic gaming. Stardekk just with a clean fashion victory over Gardar as well, aka bottom feeder. And then the Scuff versus Stardekk semifinals was, I think, the best series we had so far. And
just two completely different players, like trying. So Stardekk just trying to expand the limits, trying to widen the Overton window of WARNO strategies, just trying to play every possible corner, and Scuff just doing the standard Russian of very well prepared strategies, playing slowly, playing certainly, and kind of trying to avoid the sort of the sort of wacky stuff that a younger player such as Stardekk has gotten themselves known for, until in the end Scuff bringing out the air opener and just horribly blunting Stardekk's attack. That was really nice. And also, but regarding the Lathans and Stahl games, if somebody here listening to this has not seen those, just go watch them. They were really nice. Lathans used to be absolutely dominant in this game, and the fact that those Stahl pulled those games against them was very impressive.
Yeah. And that gets us to the two guys that actually beat these two guys. As Woe came out of the first semifinals here, and WoW not with the cleanest run here. Dropping a map against Dark Neutron, dropping one map against Star, but in general looking really strong in that series. And on the group stage, with the clean slate here, 3 victories against Fortitude, WoW's me and Pivot, the American group. Fortitude fans, Cyril, Scooter, and Pivot. Really clean play there. So that one was pretty strong. And WoW is looking better than ever. But so does Scuff. And it's always funny because, yeah, Scuff in the seasons where Pro Commie was playing well, he was the one that didn't quite do it so deep. This time around, it's Pro Commie that slipped, and Scuff is picking up the X and is moving on here, and is the one that makes it into the semifinals. They are playing pretty similar styles. They're practicing a lot together. So it's going to be interesting to see what WoW can bring up against it. The Stardekk, I think, showed how to beat Scuff quite nicely. Like, if you put some good early game pressure on, Scuff can crumble to that. But the late game performance of Scuff is hard to beat. And that's where WoW has to keep it up. WoW is good at that as well. So I think better than Stardekk. That's the one thing where Stardekk kind of dropped it. And with also one game where Stardekk just didn't quite hit the opener. But Scuff versus WoW, that is really the grand finals that is supposed to happen this season because they are the best that we have. And they are most likely the best WARNO tournament players out there right now in general. So I'm really excited. It wasn't luck that got them here. It was great skill. And the final is coming up in 40 minutes. Yeah. We will go for a longer break here now, guys. I will restart the stream so that we have the third and the final in 2 separate VODs. But don't you worry, the stream will just be down for a minute or 2, and then we're gonna start the countdown here to the grand finals.